Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Coffee with Closers Live. Today we have special guest Kyle Stanley. So Kyle, welcome aboard, my man. How the hell are you?
I'm good, David. What's up, Gavin? What's up, Don? Good to see you guys.
Yeah, I got to speak with you probably a week ago, too. I was driving around New Orleans trying to get this car back that I couldn't figure out, but I managed to do it in the end, so we had a good chat. So I'm excited to have you on, Kyle, and I know you know Don well, right? You from the same market, if that's right. So,
we're both in the know, Fresno.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have you here. We're going to be talking a lot about Airbnb today. I know you've grew a real big Facebook as well for that. So I want to talk about some cool stuff. So I appreciate you being here. So Kyle, tell us a little bit about you.
About yourself.
So I actually signed up with Fortune Builders back in January of 19 and went down that route. And, started out flipping homes. And then I got one house that I was going to burr and keep as a long-term rental. And everyone was telling me, hey, keep it as a long-term rental. Here's the numbers. You'll probably make about $600 a month as a regular rental. And I had been doing Airbnb kind of like, just a room out of my house for about 3 years. And I was like, well, I'm already a super host. I'm curious what that would look like if I did the entire house as an Airbnb. And I ran the numbers, not knowing a whole lot on how to really do the analysis on that. And I got to the point where I was like, man, I could make like $2,000 net profit on this. That's like 3.5 times the amount that I would make with a regular rental. Might as well try it out. And I even remember my mentor being like, I don't think that's going to work. And I was like, I think it will. And sure enough, month one, I made about $1,800, $2,000 right where I thought it was, and just went all in. And so now we have a management company. We do, a lot of Airbnbs without owning the property. I own about 6 right now, but the majority are without owning. And I think total we have about 60 properties now.
And where are these located?
Yeah, great question. So about 45 are in Fresno and Clovis. 5 are in a little town called Bass Lake, which is just outside of Fresno. And then we have 10 in Phoenix and Scottsdale. We just started that market about 8 or 9 months ago. So we're up and running and wanting to blow that one up right now.
What are the monthly payments on that versus what you could Airbnb? What are the price homes in that area?
Yeah, so we just bought one right now that's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath cabin, but it's pretty big overall. When we renovate the garage, it's going to be about 2,000 square feet. So we're turning that into a 4.2. We bought that for $620. I think our mortgage is with insurance because insurance is high over there. I think we're at $3,400 a month. And that property should gross over $100,000 for the year.
When you said you bought that for $650 or whatever it was, like, how did you acquire that property? Did you buy it cash and then burr it? Like, how did you acquire that property? Did you buy it off the MLS? Like, how did you get that one in particular?
Great question. So we actually are using someone else's ability to get a second home loan right now because I can't get one because I have crap on my 1099 or on my self-employment, everything that we're doing. Then my wife is not able to do that as well. So we partnered up with some friends who could get their 10% second home loan. We were already looking for a cabin because we wanted a nice little place to get away to. And we figured if we can turn it into an investment property as well and use the 10% down payment instead of 20%, we could do it that way. So there's not a lot of inventory. Don can probably vouch for this. There's not a lot of inventory over in the area. So when something jumps on the MLS, it's probably like one of 3 or 4 listings over there. So we just went for it and offered at price and we're going to renovate it, probably put about $40,000 into it. It'll probably be worth like $720 by the time we're done with it too.
I imagine as well, like Airbnbs, like we just bought a house in Scottsdale, right? That we just talked about before we started. Now, technically, like I am 2 blocks over from being in Phoenix, but I imagine a Scottsdale address is going to do me better on Airbnb because it's got the word Scottsdale on it. And I'm literally 5 minutes from Old Town straight in, kind of the back way as well with no traffic. So I'm kind of in a good location here. to be able to do that. But the other places as well that I see across kind of the country is near airports, because I think a lot of people want to stay in Airbnb if they come in for business.
That's a great question. So when I first started out, I was like, all right, so it's got to be close to the major highways. It's got to be close to the airport. It's got to be close to the attractions. And for the majority of the time, that is going to give you the best shot at getting the most occupancy at the highest rates. But that doesn't mean that it has to have those qualities in order to work. So as I started, I was very focused on, okay, just for example, in Fresno, we got the 41 highway, we got the 99 highway, we got the airport, and we got Fresno State. Those are some of the things that I thought it just had to be by. And then some other opportunities came up, and it was a little bit further north, one was a little bit further east. And I was like, all right, kind of feel like I'm taking a chance here, because I've been saying it needs to be by these central things. And the thing is, it worked. Here's what I do know, though. When we get into the slow seasons, if you're not by those things, you're probably going to feel a lot more during the slow season versus the peak seasons. But even beyond that, Gavin, I would say if you can make your Airbnb look really badass, great pictures, great amenities, you're throwing in, for example, just some things that we've seen that worked: hot tubs, pools, Peloton bikes are actually really good ones too. Just anything that makes the house just go from average to up here. Location can really, all those things can trump location, I guess is what I'm saying.
Interesting, yeah. Because I took my wife to the airport this morning. We're like 13 minutes from the airport, which is great as well.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna kill it. And I know a great management company out there too. Wink, wink.
Love it. Do you have a rule that when you buy a property, and if the rules change, that you must cover that payment with the minimum rents if you was to do a yearly rental on it?
Oh yeah. Let's just talk about metrics in general. What kind of metrics are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking for. So first of all, I want to know, am I going to net at least 1/3 of the gross income that I bring in? So if I gross $3,000, I need to know that I'm going to net at least $1,000. So that's the first thing that really helps me to understand if it's a good deal. Because what that shows as well is that if there's high vacancy that month, I'm still probably making a little bit of money. I'm not in the red. The next thing, yeah, for sure, Gavin, I'm definitely looking for if I am getting shut down tomorrow, or if COVID has another huge outbreak where, travel is shut down. Can I put someone in here for 30, 60, 90 days, cover at least my mortgage, and be able to, in the long term, if I have to turn into a long-term rental, at least make a little bit of money. And then the last thing is just straight up. I mean, probably the most important thing is just straight up safety. Is it in a safe neighborhood? Would I walk my dog? Would I take a walk with my wife at night in that neighborhood? If the answer is no to that, I would probably avoid it.
We have it where they have to apply, and we have to say, yes, they can take that booking. So we vet everybody that comes in. And we kind of find out what they're doing, like why are they here, how long are they here, and some it's like, oh, I'm in med school, I'm coming for 3 months, or we have SCAD in Savannah, which is a high-end college, so my son's moving there, so I'm coming to move him in, so I'm staying for a month. So we see all of that, and we do turn people down, especially St. Patrick's Day. And it was like this girl come in with one friend, but can I have other friends over? Absolutely not. No.
Right. Gavin, do you have your instant book turned on or off? Do you know?
We have it off.
Sounds off.
Hey, Gavin, your Airbnb's in your backyard, right?
Absolutely. That's
one of the reasons why you're moderating the way you are. Yeah.
First of all, Gavin, I would not turn instant book off, because you're killing yourself on the Airbnb algorithm. Now, if you tell me that you're making amazing money and that you're getting booked 90%, keep on doing what you're doing. But the majority of people are going to kill themselves if they put instant book off. So the trick there is turn on instant book, but they give you about 3 or 4 different options for the qualifications that people need to have in order to instantly book. And one of them is called a host recommendation. So if a host says, great guest, 5 stars, or if a host says, bad guest, left a mess, then they can't book with you. until you go through again you called it application process. I call it a pre-screening process, same thing. But it's very similar to what you're doing. Just, hey, why are you staying? Why do you want to stay here? Please read our rules. Oh, by the way, we have a camera at the front of the house, so anything goes wrong, we're gonna know about it. We're gonna kick you out right away. So that typically has been a formula for success.